Dear learners, dear leaders, Assalamu alaikum, and this is Khaja. Welcome to a new video on how to practice spoken English, how to learn spoken English. There are so many techniques. ইংরেজি প্র্যাকটিস করার উপায় কি? এটা অনেকে প্রশ্ন করেন যে ভাই আমি তো ইংরেজির কিছুই জানি না, ইংরেজি প্র্যাকটিসের উপায় কি? আমি আবারও বলছি, there is only one best technique in this world. এই পৃথিবীতে সবচেয়ে সেরা টেকনিক একটাই। আমি আপনাদের বলে রাখি, পৃথিবীর সবচেয়ে বেস্ট ইনস্টিটিউশন আপনি যান, সেখানে যদি স্ট্র্যাটেজি শিখতে চান, টেকনিক শিখতে চান, টেকনিক কিন্তু একটাই। বোথ ফর স্পোকেন অ্যান্ড রিটেন ইংলিশ দ্য স্ট্রাকচার ইজ সেম। আমরা আজকে দেখবো সেই স্ট্রাকচারটা। সারা পৃথিবী ব্যাপী স্ট্রাকচার অনেকেই জানে, অনেকে আমরা ভুলে যাই, এটা প্র্যাকটিস করি না, বাট দিস ইজ দ্য বেস্ট। এর বাইরে আসলে কিছু নাই। সো হাউ ক্যান ইউ প্র্যাকটিস স্পোকেন ইংলিশ? স্পোকেন ইংলিশ প্র্যাকটিস করার একটাই উপায়। There is only one way in this world to practice. The question is how to do practice. Many of you are asking what are the best methods for practicing English. There is only one way, one technique, and we are going to share with you. So to learn spoken English, to improve your spoken English level, what you have to do? You have to practice. So many people are practicing by their own way. Day after day they are practicing, but they are not improving. Why they are not improving? Because they are not utilizing the best technique. How can you do your practice? You have to speak on something, on any issue. So the thing is that every day you have to select a new issue. There are so many issues, numerous numbers of issues in this world, and many of the issues you like more. Select a topic which you like most. You can select any topic. Global warming, democracy, the person I love most, my favorite teacher, my parents, my best friend, my bestie, numerous numbers of topics, artificial intelligence, market, price increasing, price hiking, population, relation, communication, business communication, marketing, education system, learning system. You just select an issue or a topic every day. You just remain focused on that issue or topic and speak as much as you can. If you can apply a technique, you can speak more. If you don't apply a technique, you cannot go for a long time. Maybe you can start up and you can lose your interest, and it may be that people will not listen to you if you are not speaking in an organized way. So the technique is you have to organize a speech for your daily practice. And in today's session, we'll show you with a practical test. And in this session, we'll do a practice on any topic. Like we want to speak on spoken English. So what can I do? This is a topic. So I have to divide this topic into components, into parts that I have written in this board. That is part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. So I've written part 5, part 1 to part 5. It is not mandatory. Sometimes it can be part 3 parts, 5 components, 7 components. That actually depends on your audience and on your needs. Normally at earlier stage, you can select a topic and can divide into 5 components. That will give you the best result, I think, because it is not more, it is not less. 5 is a standard components. So how can I divide the components? Like P1, we can talk about English language. What is English language actually? Then in P2, we can talk about why do we need to learn spoken English. In part 3, we can talk about how to learn spoken English. And part 4 for benefits of learning spoken English. And finally, we can talk about the challenges of learning spoken English. We can also talk about the challenges so that you can overcome. So let's talk about introduction. That means what is English language? More than 1.5 billion people, I mean 150 crore people are speaking English. And English is a global communicative English. And it is called the global lingua franca. You know about the lingua franca. I will tell it. If you don't know, no matter. At the same time, it is an official language of many countries like UK, Britain, then United States, Australia, Canada, New Zealand. And at the same time, it is said that India has the largest number of English-speaking people. So there is a new term of Indian English also. So this is the summary of English language, and English language has a long history. and English has different accent, region to region. Within the Britain or within the UK, there are so many accents. Within the United States, the accents are different. Within Australia, within New Zealand, the accents are different. And every country has different sort of unique vocabulary. Like English has a more than or close to 1 million vocabulary. And within the different countries, they also have unique vocabularies. At the same time, every year, so many new vocabulary, new English, new phrases, new idiom, new style of vocabulary are adding every year. So this is about English language. So why do you need to learn a spoken English? If you want to talk about the needs of learning spoken English, developing country, especially like Bangladesh, and its people actually needs to learn a spoken English. Why? Because we are developing, we want to be a developed country. So how can we be a developed country? We have to be educated with the international standard education system. At the same time, we have to be developed ourselves for our job market, for our industry, for our business, for our global communication. And how can we communicate all over the world? Bangla still is not an international language, so we have to go for another language, that is English. English is better for us because actually we are familiar with English language more than 200 years, around close to 300 years. So it's better to communicate globally in English for us. And you know, we are growing our business in different countries, especially after the corona. The importance of English language as an international language has increased tremendously. And we cannot actually ignore it. And it has been proved that in our country, so many people are working in Bangladesh. What are the challenges of Bangladeshi professionals? That is good level of spoken English, actually, and they cannot communicate. Most people cannot communicate in English globally. So we have to do that. Our internal job market is huge, but we are not able to take that opportunities. And you know, more than 12 million people are living abroad, Bangladeshi people. And they are sending us around 20 to 22 billion dollars every year. And those are very important for our economy, and that is helping us to develop our economy. And we want to go from developing to developed country. So we need money, we need more remittance, we need more export. How can we do that? Internally, we have to grab our own job market. At the same time, if our people can speak in English outside of the country, you know, our remittance with the same people, 12 million people, it could be 40 to 50 billion dollars or more than that. Now, other countries are taking the facilities, benefits of speaking English, and their earning is much higher than us. Same people, with the less people, many countries are earning double, triple of our remittance. So you can feel that what is the importance of learning spoken English. And our people, our young generation are moving, are going to different countries of the world for their job, for their education. So it's very important to learn spoken English. Then the question is, how can we learn spoken English? For learning spoken English, first thing we have to achieve that skill, that is listening. We have to listen very minutely. We have to listen very deeply. Poor listening is a great barrier of learning spoken English. So we have to focus on listening. Then we have to learn vocabulary. Actually, I would say that due to social media, we already know lots of vocabulary. So we have to focus on listening and practicing. Learning vocabulary, that is another important thing. Actually, many people are learning vocabularies without application of their judgment. I mean, you have to be very smart. Why? Unnecessary vocabulary. There are so many. We don't need to learn that. But there are so many people who are learning vocabulary without any target, without applying their smartness. That is a very unsmart idea, learning so many unnecessary vocabulary. So you can check, or you can invite anyone to search the most important vocabulary in our channel. We have selected around 5,000 vocabulary, which are the most important, and we have worked for, I would say, around 4 years. We have worked hard, we have given our hard labor to sort out these 5,000 vocabularies. Those are enough for anyone in Bangladesh, in India. So you can check out that vocabulary list. And I would say that never go for learning unnecessary vocabulary at first. Then what you can do, you have your vocabulary, you have your listening skills, then you practice. We always say, bhul bolun tobu shuru korun. That means you have to practice with your people. And it is said that spoken English learning is a skill that actually depends on your practice level and on your environment. That means not practicing enough. You have to practice with the people who can speak better than you. And you have to go for better environment or English speaking environment where you can practice more. So practice with tactics is so important. I've said earlier. What are the steps of learning spoken English? You have to have listening skills. Then you learn vocabulary, the most important vocabulary. Then you practice. You just start. With the time, you will develop. Let's talk about benefits of learning spoken English. That is before. Benefits, I mean, these are closely related with the benefits. If we can speak English, we can communicate globally. We can learn the best thing. Like Bangladesh and India, I would say that only the best teachers. Like in Bangladesh, there is a huge scarcity of good teachers. Our teachers level are not so good. Comparing with all over the country. So what should be the alternative? The students can get the best teachers, best method, best techniques around the world. They can search for that. But how will they communicate? Online platform is the best platform for those who are little bit behind of the standard level, so they can grow faster. The question is, how can they communicate? That is in English. They can increase their business. They can grab their own job market. They can get higher salary. They can improve their status too. English, actually in the subcontinent, if you can speak English, standard English, then people will think that you were from a good level and your status is high. And getting a good job or getting a job in multinational, international, grabbing our own job market, learning spoken English, giving us tremendous benefit. Another thing I have said that if you want to learn something, the best tools are still in English. The best techniques, best books, all are written in English, and those are easy and simple. But how can you get those articles, books? How can you get that? How can you understand those write-ups if you don't know English? So if you know English, you can learn the best things from the world. That is another great benefit. Finally, the challenges of learning spoken English. There are so many challenges still in Bangladesh and India. That is, getting a talking partner is challenging still. Yeah, you can talk about that. There are so many sources all over the online. Even after that, that is a challenge, and especially in outskirts or in the rural areas, how they can get the benefits of getting the touch, getting the learnings of best teachers. Poor connection, poor power supply still are the major barriers for learning spoken English. At the same time, another challenge in this society is people are not trying to help others. That is another disease in this country. So that is also a challenge. One knows English. If he or she can help others, they can also learn English. But getting a talking partner is a major challenge. At the same time, how to improve your English? That is, you are in primary level. Then how can you go up in intermediate level? Then how can you go up in advanced level? Because time is changing so fast. So primary level, basic level English is not working at all. We have to speak at least intermediate level English and advanced level English. Intermediate level English is very common nowadays within other countries of people. But some of us are still in primary or basic level English. So you see that how to reach to intermediate level. Another challenge is that to reach to advanced level English, you need to know grammar well. That is one of the biggest challenge of learning spoken English in advanced level. Like grammar, the poor education system is a great barrier of learning spoken English. You see that, like in Bangladesh, people are learning English for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, but they cannot speak in English. Spoken has ignored in our country, which could get the utmost importance, but that didn't happen. They focus on writing, grammar, etc., which are not totally helpful for our large scale of people. We are grammar focused, but interesting matter is that good teachers for teaching us good grammar are rare. So they focus on grammar, but if you search some people, some good teachers who can make you understand English grammar, you'll not get too many teachers. Very few all over the country. So getting good teachers, good mentors are also challenges. Even after that, there are so many opportunities nowadays online. You can search for that and you can learn spoken English. I have added 5 components like what is English language, why do we need to learn that, how to learn spoken English, what are the benefits and what are the challenges. Thank you so much for watching and listening this video. I'll be happy if you can apply this technique, and this is the best technique in this world, and you can develop your English no more today. Assalamu alaikum.